I hate the implementation of Universes Beyond. The way it is implemented, the way it is treated. This includes the better designed sets like Avatar and Final Fantasy. And of course the worst ones. The characters and themes are slapped onto the cards and we are essentially being sold action figures on cardboard. I like TMNT and believe it could work in Magic. Most UB sets could. I'm not saying the design teams at Wizards are at fault, nor the artists. I believe it is more about the deals and how they are struck. They should be made in a way that allows Wizards to adapt the source material they're given. Magic should be seen as a medium. Magic the Gathering is a dark, high fantasy card game with a broad cast of genres adapted under that umbrella. And Universes Beyond sets should be treated the same. One of the most common criticisms of UB I hear is that they should focus more on Magic adjacent IPs like Lord of the Rings. I don't quite agree. TMNT is not too far off from Magic. Move away from New York, insert dark fantasy, reduce the neon and allow artistic inspiration. Adapt it to Magic the Gathering. TMNT is Magic in so many ways. Here's my concept on how it should have been approached. As long as memory holds, in this world, an ooze in the swamps and forests has mutated creatures to take human form as the ooze itself tries to find a way to bring out its sentience. In this world, humans live together with the beasts, the mutated creatures. This town is ridden with criminal syndicates. One of the top clans, the Foot Clan, was experimenting on their own creatures to find a way to control the ooze. Their scientists used to create constructs to help in their efforts to seize the city, but they wanted to expand into living subjects. The ooze was used to create brutes for their cause, but an accident caused some of the refined ooze to be spilled onto the streets. Before it was cleaned up, it had spilled in the sewers and caught 4 turtles in its wake. As these 4 began to grow, an old mutated rat took them under his mentorship. The rat master taught them honor and to fight. When they grew up, they were ready to face the evil of the town up top. On occasion, they would rise from the sewers, their goal to rid the city of the oppressing forces, to save innocent lives, to strike down their enemies, however many, for they have sworn to take down those who would stomp on others. If you're a Turtles fan, you may see that my main exposure to TMNT and the greatest influence for the artwork in this concept was the 2003 show.
Can you believe this guy?
Also, as I was making these concepts, I leaned a lot, pretty much plagiarized some old Magic art. Leave a comment if you can pick out the references that I used. TMNT works in the Magic setting. I would be much more lenient on Universes Beyond if artists were given the freedom, if storytellers were allowed to truly adapt the source material. Not just these references, but a real story. There's art in this set that works, and a lot of art that doesn't. The turtles themselves are sort of the worst offender to me. They need a little more realistic approach to them, a little more grit, in line with the turtles of Magic. I don't see why we couldn't have pizza in these cards, as long as it's not in a New York pizzeria. There are many cards that are perfectly fine in this set. The Angel Avatar, Rat King, most of the avatars really. Some had a real chance of fitting, like Transdimensional Bovine. They even cut out Cuddly's name so they could make the card non-legendary, making it also easier to reprint in the future. But it had to include the cartoonish turtles, as a lot of this set did. The concept I presented could be done as Magic's own set as well, a Kamigawa style set with more of a focus on the turtles. If we truly need to feel the New York of it, perhaps a new Capenna approach would be better. Plenty of crime to fight, plenty of animal mutants to face. I'm not the greatest fan of the overall set design of Streets of New Capenna, but it is closer to staying true to the core of Magic than the version of Turtles we have. If we believe wizards could handle the timeline of designing and releasing sets as they wish, they could even design a block structure around the UB sets, where a Kamigawa set would be followed by a Turtle set, which leans into the art style and can also use the same mechanics, then followed by a set taking place in New Capenna, followed by Marvel superheroes inspired by the set it follows.
At exactly what point did we lose control here?
When I was writing this video, I started straying off too far from TMNT and had to bring it back around to keep it focused. I'll save the rest of the script for a more overall look at the arguments for and against Universes Beyond, especially related to art. Of course, Universes Beyond is damaging to Magic in many ways outside of the art, but I'm not well versed enough to discuss it well. If you somehow missed it, the Trinket Mage discussed UB in a more in-depth manner. If you want more discussion on artists, the Distraction Makers just recently had a video about how UB affects artists and then had a follow-up interview with another Magic artist. If you like this concept play, let me know which UB set already released or upcoming you might be interested in seeing adapted into Magic proper. Perhaps I'll make another one. Like, subscribe, and for now, Kawabanga fellas.